Ready? Right. Good morning. I'm Officer Leah Ratliff with the Austin Police Department Public Information Office. This morning at approximately 8:16 a.m., officers responded to a check wall for urgent here in the area around Zone 3 of Ladybird Lake. A 911 call was received from a kayaker who is paddling upstream and observed some type of object in the water. On closer approach, it appeared to be a deceased person. The Austin Fire Department and the Austin Homicide detectives responded, and the fire department was able to retrieve the deceased person from the water. Based on appearance, it looks like a person who was experiencing homelessness. The person also appeared to be an unknown race, female. It appeared that the person was possibly trying to stay warm. At this time, there is nothing that appears to be suspicious to detectives, and this is being investigated as a deceased person. And I'll take any questions.
So, just to be clear, is there any connection with the other bodies that have been found in and around Ladybird Lake over the last couple years?
So I just talked to the homicide detectives who were on scene. There's nothing that appears to be suspicious. There's no type of connection that they believe based off of today.
And you mentioned maybe trying to stay warm. What led you to believe that?
Just from the detective's observation of the deceased person when she was found.
Like in terms of like what she was wearing?
I can't tell you exactly what the detective said. This is what he told to me, but I would assume it would be based off of like clothing, positioning, things like that.
Do you see that more often as the temperatures drop around this time of year?
To see like deceased people?
Yeah, related to maybe trying to stay warm or anything along those lines?
I don't know if we see like an increase in deceased people, but I do think that the changes in weather do make a difference, right? And makes people probably want to do things to find shelter.
Can you explain what that call means? What you called it?
A check wall for urgent.
Yeah.
So it's just the priority of the call. So it's a high priority call based on what we got from the caller. We want to get officers out there sooner rather than later, just to see if there's any type of preservation of life that we can do on our end.
Any signs of drug or alcohol usage involved in this?
Not that we are aware of.
And what is Zone 3? Where is that?
So Zone 3 is actually, and it's kind of hard because the lake is a different, not block ranges. So Zone 3 is probably kind of around this area. So we're kind of at Brazos area, off of Brazos Street.
Any surveillance cameras or anything around here that maybe you're checking for?
Not to my knowledge. Yeah.
So do you believe she drowned, or the body was already present, so hard to tell?
Well, so the body was already inside of the water when the caller saw it and when detectives and the fire department made contact. So I can't tell you beyond that. So I'm not, but the medical examiner's office will be involved as well. So.
You talk about that witness who found the body and how they're doing. I imagine it's a pretty tough thing to have to see.
I mean, I can imagine that could be something like unexpected. I don't know. I didn't talk to the witness specifically. By the time I got on scene, the witness was no longer on scene.
Talk about what happens next in an investigation like this.
It's kind of up to the detective. So they get a lot of information in their initial investigation, those observations, and kind of from there, it kind of just depends on each case specifically. But there are detectives assigned to it, and so they're actively aware of everything going on.
As you said, no signs of violence, no reason that the public should be concerned, anything like that.
Yeah, no signs of violence. No, there's nothing suspicious. There's no known threat to the public as a result of this.
Was this the first body of the year as far as the female body found on Ladybird Lake? I know we had a lot of other bodies found throughout the year. Is this the first female one? I think the other ones were male.
I would not be. I'm not sure. I can't tell you specifically. But that information would be available to the Public Information Office, so I do encourage you to contact the Public Information Office. They can tell you specifics. I can tell you that today the deceased person is a female.
Do you have an age on her?
Approximately 60s. So.
Any known next of kin that you've been able to reach?
No, not that I'm aware of, but that's a part of the investigation. So as far as if they were to get identification and contact next of kin, would be the detectives.
Would any release that information, or would that come through the medical examiner?
If that is released, it would be released at a later time because we don't have the information right now. So I would encourage you to either contact the Public Information Office or contact the Medical Examiner's Office.
I know the answer already, but I'm going to ask it anyway. does APD believe there's any serial killer at this time?
I mean, it does not appear to be suspicious. I mean, there's it's being investigated as a deceased person, so that's not our belief.
What do you think about this area specifically? You know, we've seen a couple of these different bodies thrown up here. Anything out of the ordinary that this is kind of a common area that this happens in your community?
Not in my opinion. So, any other questions?
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.